Hey guys, Eric and Roth here at New York Comic Con to talk about the second episode of Korra Book 4, Korra Alone. If you haven't seen it, we're about to spoil it.
Go watch it, though, because it's really a good one.
It's really a good one. They screened it here at New York Comic Con last night to a crowd of very adoring fans.
It was amazing. We had already seen it, and I was glad because it did get a little loud here and there at certain moments. But it was amazing to watch it with that crowd because they were cheering at the moments that I thought that they would cheer and getting excited about the things that I suspected they might in terms of some Korra-sami hints here and there.
Yeah. They're not hints, but they're like, I don't know, like, hey, how you doing? But it was very funny.
Make out.
It was really fun to watch it like that, but I actually think that this was a standout episode of the show.
It really was.
It was a very, and they talked about how it was an offbeat episode for them, obviously, a pretty emotional, pretty dramatic episode.
Yeah, Korra's been a different character, as we all know. Very different from Aang. Aang had a much sort of lighter spirit, even though he had gone through really great trauma, and it sort of went to dark places as well. But this is where it's really paid off, I think, to construct her character in the way that they have, because we buy it. We buy that she's in this total crisis, and it's like having an internal crisis manifest.
Yeah.
Like she is physically fighting herself.
She is just so in this episode, so sort of defeated, literally sometimes because she's not winning fights. But she also just is so emotionally drained, and it's sad. You know, you feel bad for her that you come on, Korra.
I know, and the crowd was cheering, "We believe in you, Korra. You can do it." Yes. And that's how you feel as a fan, right? What do you think about the big reveal at the end? What do you think about Toph?
I mean, obviously, they gave away in the trailer that we'd see Toph. Plus, you had to see Toph once they let us know Toph's alive and out there. But really cool. I mean, you brought this up when you interviewed Korra people yesterday, but there is definitely some major Star Wars stuff going
I know,
on
and I was shocked because they weren't. You guys, I hope you'll watch our interviews from Comic-Con with them, but they weren't really biting on it. And I was like, it's totally Star Wars. Like she has become Yoda in the swamp. Like, Korra's Luke. I mean, she battled herself.
Very similar.
Like, I don't know that her avatar side is her dark side, but it's certainly a side of her that she feels out of control with at this point.
And there's an interesting thing about that other side of her because that spirit does see it.
Yeah.
So it is a question.
It is real.
It is real in some sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as for Toph, I mean, look, I'm very excited that Toph is back, that we're going to get this character, the kind of last piece of the original group that's alive that we can get. And, that final line. I mean, what a perfect, wonderful final line.
It made me feel hopeful for Korra because Toph, who is blind, is still sensing the avatar in her. Yeah. So that even while she's separated from this core part of herself at the moment, it's still around her, it's still with her. And I feel like, it's still imprisoned in that moment where she was almost defeated because that probably made her so insecure. And she's already been so insecure about basically how good of an avatar she is, how necessary she is. But I feel that Toph, like Yoda, can heal her. And she can be in unity.
Training montage.
Training montage.
I was really impressed by how this episode in 22, maybe 24 minutes, got us through those 3 years, you know, and kind of caught us up and all the different places she went and just seeing her out there on that boat. And I talked to Mike and Brian about this, about the visual of when she's approaching the city and then veers away, you know, and it was powerful stuff. And I thought they really got to you that these 3 long, arduous years, you know.
Do you think that now it's going to remain for a moment, Korra's going to, again, need to continue to train and heal herself whilst the others deal with the Earth Kingdom that's kind of falling apart?
I think it'll be maybe a couple more episodes.
Whilst?
Yeah.
I just said whilst.
Very highbrow. I think it might be obviously she's going to reunite with her friends, but maybe a couple more episodes. Maybe she'll be off with Toph for one more full episode, maybe a little bit again, but sooner or later we gotta see the group reunite.
Will she with her mind lift a spaceship?
Possibly. We'll see. Let us know what you thought of this episode. We loved it. We'll have plenty more from Korra and New York Comic Con here at IGN.